Happy Easter, friends! If you're looking for a delicious carrot cake recipe to bring to Mom's house, look no further because we've got you covered. Let's get into it. I always love to start by cutting my parchment paper into circles that fit the bottom of the pans. You can just do this by, tracing the bottom of the pan with like pen or pencil, cutting it into the shape. It doesn't have to be the exact size. It can be a little bit smaller. It really just ensures that your cake doesn't stick to the bottom of the pan. Then go ahead and either butter them or spray them with cooking spray and then flour them as well. This is just double insurance that your cake doesn't stick to the pan, and then you can add in that parchment paper and put it to the side. Now for the cake, I have some pre-sifted flour, baking soda, baking powder, ground cinnamon and ground ginger, and a pinch of salt. You want to make sure that you get that really, really well stirred in, and then in a separate bowl, you're going to add in your butter and add in your regular sugar as well as your brown sugar, and give that a good mix to make sure that it's really well incorporated and it looks kind of creamy. So you're going to see that I first add that white sugar in and give that a good mix before adding in the brown sugar, just so that it incorporates a little bit better. So you get all that mixed in, and then you can go in with your eggs. After you put the eggs in, make sure that's really well mixed in, and then go in with your vanilla extract. So this just ensures that everything is really well incorporated. Oh, I also add applesauce. Didn't want to forget that. The applesauce gives it a really nice sweet flavor and helps to retain some of that moisture as well. Once that's all mixed in, you can go ahead and add your wet ingredients along with your dry ingredients. So I like to do this first with a hand whisk and get everything kind of really well mixed in. If I go in right away with an electric whisk, it actually kind of gets all over the place just like that. So I go in with my hand whisk and then just use the electric hand mixer to make sure that there are no lumps and that everything is really well mixed in together before adding in my shredded carrots. Now it's very important that when you do the carrots, you peel them first and then shred them. The reason you want to do this is because if you don't peel them, there is a chance that they could oxidize and turn green once they're in the cake, and you don't want green carrot cake. So then go ahead and add those to your oven. I like to put a little plop on to the cake pan before adding it in all the way, just because it helps keep that parchment paper down. Those bake at 350. These ones took about 40 minutes, but you can start checking them at maybe 35 minutes. Once you insert a toothpick and take it out, or a knife or fork or something, it should be clean on the way out. Then I'll flip those over, take the parchment paper off very carefully because we don't want to rip the cakes, and then put them aside to cool. Now for our cream cheese frosting, we go in with cream cheese and a little bit of butter and get that nice and going and kind of mixed up. This should be softened as well before you go in, and then we add in our powdered sugar and vanilla. So for this recipe, I used probably about 4 cups of powdered sugar. It turned out really nice and still had a little bit of that sourness from the cream cheese. So if you like it a little bit more sugary, you can always taste it as you go. Just make sure it's all really well incorporated and mixed up, and be sure to chill the frosting before frosting your cakes. So the frosting should be chilled and the cake should be completely cool. Otherwise, you're going to get it all melted all over your cake, and obviously we don't want that. So icing the cake was actually a very humbling experience for me. I am not a professional baker by any means. It just so happens that everything I bake tastes delicious, but it doesn't quite come out looking the way that I want it to. So as you're going to see here, I have a little bit of trouble frosting the cake, but we still got it done. I always keep a glass of water next to me when I'm frosting as well. This just helps to make sure that the spatula doesn't really stick to the cake that much. And then I went in with that other layer of cake, set it on there, and then frost the whole thing. So this does get a little bit messy. If yours gets messy, don't worry, that's okay too. We're really going for taste more than over beauty over here, but I will say that I am going to start taking cake decorating lessons soon, because I would love for my cakes to be as beautiful as they taste and be as beautiful on the outside as they taste on the inside. In any case, I cover it with some chopped up pecans at the end here, and I will be posting a reaction video of my family taking a bite of this cake. So if you don't follow us on social, please be sure to at Sideboob Kitchen and let us know what you think if you make this recipe for your fam. Happy Easter!